The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Greetings.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, largest and proudest of the two remaining dwarven cities. Once the seat of an underground empire, Orzammar now stands alone, cut off from the world by the Darkspawn, still clinging to the memory of its former glory. Below the vast statues and gilded halls where the noble families play at politics, the lower castes live in their shadows, scurrying to serve like their ancestors before them. Below that is you. You are casteless, the dirty secret staining Orzammar's perfect society, forced, along with your sister, to sell your services to the crime lord Barat. To the rest of Orzammar, you are proof that the casteless deserve their fate. But you know you do what you have to, the same as everyone, just to survive.
I can't keep gambling on you forever, Precious. You've got a sweet look, something to light a man on fire. But you gotta make it count.
Please, Barat. I don't want to do this in front of my sister.
Why not? She knows the slope of the land, don't you, girl? You told me a lot of things, not one of which meant more than a fart in the middens. Before me, your sister was just another duster. Now check her out. Braids down to here, gold-capped teeth. She can recite elf poetry and play the string harp. Every man's dream. All she's gotta do is find a lord, squeeze out some kid who looks like him, and we're all living the easy life in the Diamond Quarter.
Please, don't get involved. You know that never goes well.
I'll treat her however I like, as long as you both eat off my plate. You keep your head down and say aye to any job I decide is low enough for scum like you. In return, I put out coins so you can doll yourself up and get a belly full of some nobleman's brats. Then you both go free, and I get to join the family and be called my lord for the rest of the little prince's life. That's what everyone likes. A casteless with a big mouth. But I didn't come for the joy of your company. I've been looking at my investments, and this one hasn't borne much gold. I'm giving you another week, Precious. If you haven't found a patron, you're back to sweeping streets.
But I have. I've met someone. That is, I didn't want to promise, but he seemed interested.
Your buddy Lesky's waiting outside. He knows what I'll need from you today. Don't even think about bungling this job. Your whole family's on loose sand with me right now. And I know you don't have anywhere else to turn.
I'm sorry you had to see that. I've always tried, though. At least I've kept you from buying your future with what's between your legs. I should have told you. Barat's been warning me ever since two of his other girls found patrons at Lord Harrowmont's reception. They've been getting gifts already. Lord Rooston gave Elsie a surface silk gown and she's not even pregnant. Barat's getting impatient. You know the other options. Cleaning middens, begging, going to the surface. No. Unless you find a way to save us all from Darkspawn and become a paragon. We're pretty much on Barat's leash for life. It's sheer folly. One more way the nobles protect their status. They say casteless soldiers are more danger to each other than to Darkspawn. That it's an insult to the smith to let us touch a fine-made weapon. Truly, they just don't wish to insult the warrior caste by showing that given the same opportunities, we could lead an army just as well. I have little love for the nobles. But they know, more than we ever will, what the Darkspawn have taken from our kind. Every noble I've met has had a brother or a nephew killed in the deep roads. Yet they let their arrogance blind them to the fact that we could help defend the city against the Darkspawn. Aye. They would even turn to humans for aid before us, it seems. There's been talk of an alliance against the Darkspawn. Even that the Grey Wardens have stepped up. But we don't have time for this now. Lesky must be waiting, and Barat won't like it if I'm late for my appointment. Money gives him power. He's got family on the surface, which means he can smuggle up lyrium and smithcrafts, and bring down silks, wines, and furs. And he played it smart. When he started expanding, he made sure it was only the casteless he shook down for protection, so the guardsmen didn't care. As far as the nobles are concerned, he still stinks of Dust Town. He's got money now, but you can't buy caste, you know? No noblewoman would risk a dalliance with him. His only chance to join a noble family is to claim kinship with a concubine who bears a noble's son. And that's what he wants more than anything. Don't you? Imagine what it would be like not to have people look at us like we're sewer sludge. To think our lives are worth something. It wouldn't be the first time. Garelon the Blood Risen was born casteless, you know, before he went to the surface. And he came back and won the throne. Many paragons have humble origins. All that matters is that the Assembly recognizes their achievements. And once they get that vote, they found their own house, and are as noble as if the ancestors themselves had made it so. Oh, don't pay attention to her. She's just a bitter old drunk. She also said you'd never learn to walk, or stop dumping in the bed. Make something of yourself just to spite her. You know how desperate the nobles are for more children? They can barely field enough soldiers to hold the walls against the Darkspawn. If I could give one of them a son, the whole house would celebrate. And we'd all be raised up to noble caste to join the family. It's what Barat's betting on. That's why he paid for my clothes, my voice lessons. He wants to share the reward. Yes. That is, I hope. He certainly seems charming. He treats me like a real lady, not just someone to tumble and forget. I don't want to say, in case I'm wrong. It just seems too mad to think of one of the most important men in Orzammar with someone like me. Anyway, time is rusting and I need to get dressed. These fashions will be the death of me. 100 buttons on each sleeve. And Lesky's probably already outside waiting for you. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tonight.
Who's that? Why are you bothering me? Rika? Don't you talk to me like I'm an idiot. You think I don't know my own kid? What are you doing here anyway? Rika said you were finally making something useful of yourself. What? You thought you'd get a seat on the Assembly? Do what you're good for. Get your head in the smoke. Your father was like that too. You can try, but you'll never get it off you. Dust Town, it sticks to the skin. You don't bleed red enough for them, and nothing's gonna change that. All you can do is find some way to forget. As you...
About sodding time. I was starting to think I'd have to bust in and get an eyeful of that spicy sister of yours. Garou. You're just jealous because you want the majesty of Lesky for yourself, you shameless hussy. What do you say? Oh, at least I'd have something to eat. But as much as I'd love to keep chatting, we'd better get down to business. No such luck. Boss says we're out for a search and discipline. One of his smugglers is holding out on him. Name's Oskias, some surfacer. Barat got word that he's been selling shipments topside that never make it to Barat's ears down here. He wants us to find the rotter and see what goods he's holding back. Well, yours will be a short and tragic relationship. You ready to show him some pain? Well, if he is skimming, we kill him, of course. I mean, Barat doesn't let anyone swindle him and live. Bringing his head on a plate is completely optional, though. All he told me is find him. Duster's got some family from the merchant caste. He's probably staying near their quarters. You know, gold, lyrium, spices. Anything that Barat might cut someone's head off to get. Whatever lets you sleep at night, my friend.
Two bits for the needy. I seen you before. You're one of Barat's girls, the one with the sword. You don't know from needy. Not until you're my age. You think Barat's going to want you when you're old? Soon's your muscles go, it's the clean crew on the streets for you. Unless you find some man to fill you with babies and give you the care for them, you'll be gone soon enough. Only place for you to end up is here, watching some casteless upstarts refusing to share their coin. Ooh, you drive a hard bargain, soldier. You looking for someone to shine your shoes, clean your pots, keep you warm at night? Is that what you're looking for? That's worth 10 bits, no? Go ahead. Beat up an old man if it makes you feel better. I seen your man at Tapster's. I was waiting out back, but they wouldn't tip me the dregs off the ale barrel. Said it was going to compost. But I saw another Brad there with his surface money, and they served him. Called him Oskias, sir. Pah. You think I got that close? Tavern keepers, they know all I have to pay with is dirt. Now get out of here, you're scaring off the other pockets. Alms. Please, I told you everything I know. Just leave me alone.
Spare a silver?
Don't look at me like that.
I was beautiful once. I was beautiful.
What are you doing
Have
here,
you heard?
Brand?
King's got a team who found traces of Bronca in the deep roads.
Oh? Found her body, did they?
No, tools. Signs of camp, things like that.
Paragon or not, Bronca's dead. She's been gone 2 years. No one survives the deeps that long.
Good day there, sweetness. You looking to make a quick bit? You could be just what I'm after.
That depends what you're thinking, but you've got some good fortune that it doesn't look like you're making full use of. You look like you've still got all your teeth, nice and healthy. I craft replacements for nobles who have lost theirs. I can pay you real handsome for some of those. 1 silver for 2. What do you say? You won't get a better price. I'm in demand, top tooth and wig shop off the Diamond Quarter, 4 years running. There are some who just take what they want off someone like you. I'm offering an honest deal. What do you say? No work's legitimate if they let you do it, sweetness. The Assembly declared back in Darbier's reign that it insults the ancestors for casteless to perform any work the recognized lineages can do. Now, do you want it or not? 1.5 silvers, and that's my best offer.
Barat wouldn't like you throwing that around. This guy's an artisan that's practically a smith. We don't need that high a profile.
That sounded like a threat, Brand. You know the sentence for harassing a resident engaged in legitimate trade is public flogging and 100 silver fine.
Gracious apologies, Master. We were just leaving. Right now, forgive my friend, you know the vent fumes. They mess with the mind. We're very sorry to bother you. Now let's get back before you land us both in a cell.
This place is going to the nugs. Cats is running around the old place.
Watch yourself. The Shaper doesn't need your footprints all over his clean clothes. We'll stand further back. I'm not gonna risk my position by having someone see you near his robes. After my mother took 5 years of her personal time sewing fine dresses for the head maid at the Shaperate, Mother tells me they never considered a single other candidate when the position opened for underwasher. It's barely under the king himself. They control Orzamar's memories. They oversee births, marriages, death records, histories, everything we do or are. Except you, I guess. Casteless and criminals aren't allowed in a Shaper's presence. Whatever horrid deviants you're descended from were written out of the histories and deemed unworthy to join the ancestors. Obviously they bred anyway, but their children can't possibly deserve the same protections as those who were legitimately born. I am not casteless. I am an honorable member of the servant caste. I serve my betters as is my place, decided by the ancestors who granted my mother my birth. I am not a criminal. As if I'd stop for you.
Go back to your dirt pile, scum.
I assume this pile of worthless junk belongs to you? Do you realize it's in the way and that the patrols will not be able to come through? Move it, or I shall have it thrown out in the deep roads, and you with it.
I'm so sorry, my lord, but they told me to move my goods over here. I couldn't even set up shop in my usual place.
Nonsense.
It's true. They said that the servants needed to polish the floors on that side of the commons in preparation for the new commander's first commission.
Yes. The new Idukan Commander's Feast is tomorrow, isn't it? I suppose it can't be helped then.
ancestors were smiling on my bets today. Another round for the house. They say the Warrior Cast is hosting a proving so the Grey Wardens can look for candidates.
Hey, I was saving that seat.
That's real thoughtful, Ascaius. It's tiring work looking for you.
How do you know my name? I don't know what you're talking about. You probably have the wrong Ascaius, see? I just got here this morning. I'm usually on the surface, and...
So you're not the turncoat two-faced swindling duster Barat told us about.
I never did anything. Barat's got no reason to send you after me. You mean you're not here to kill me? Look, I always been loyal to Barat. He's been good to my family. I know how much I owe him.
Keep him still. I'm gonna search his bags.
Wait, I do have some lyrium. It's just ore. I made a side deal with one of the mining families. If it worked out, I was gonna bring Barat his cut, I swear. I'd be crazy not to.
Suicidal, one might say.
Surfacers pay good coin for lyrium. Mages up there, they use it for their spells. Smiths use it in enchanted weapons. I just took the money and ran. I mean, back to Barat to share the profits. Just a little, maybe 25 sovereigns worth.
25 sovereigns?
Most of that's with my buyers on the surface. I just picked up a few nuggets down here. If I were to maybe give you a piece, that's a lot of coin. Could you forget to mention this to Barat? No, I'll give it back. I'll find more. I'll get Barat double what he can make in a year. Triple, I swear. Just, please, don't kill me. I've got a lot of lyrium. Maybe we could work something out. Share and share alike. I don't got any coin myself. I make that topside, but you can take the ore and sell it, maybe get enough to get out of this nest. What do you say? It's his. Take it. Will you let me go now? Yes, yes. I'll go back up to the surface right now. I'll move to Orlais, to Antiva. Thank you. You're as kind as you are beautiful. May the ancestors bless your steps.
Was that smart? If Barat finds out Ascaius ran, he'll kill you. He'll kill me, he'll make you kill me, then yourself. Then he'll probably stew us and serve us to the poor. We should bring Barat delirium as proof of what Ascaius was doing.
I shall do it.
Vermin. Pfft.
Do you mind? I have nothing you can afford, and as long as you're here, no one else will come. Same as you. It's illegal for me to walk here without one. I'm from the surface, so by the law of assembly, I'm cashless. But I think of the brand as just a part of the license to vend my wares. I use a washable ink, and when I return home, it's gone first thing. I cannot imagine wanting to wear the beastly thing every day. Oh? You like being denied the chance to do a job when you know you have strength and skill? You like having to beg? Or maybe you think being cashless gives you a license to steal from those who do make an honest living. If you were on the surface, you could open a shop, claim land, and start a farm, and get legally married by the human chantry. Orzammar is the only place in the world that will treat you like this. Yet you all stay. I'll never understand it. And what has the stone done for you? At least on the surface, you won't be rejected by your fellow dwarves. It always seems sad to me that our homeland is the one place in this world where you're likely to be killed by a fellow dwarf. Now, unless you're gonna buy something, I need to unload and get home before the rain sets in. That's water from the sky, by the way. Fine, but try to steal anything and I'm calling the guards. Do you mind? I have nothing you can afford, and as long as you're here, no one else will come. Fine, but try to steal anything and I'm calling the guards.
I'm watching you, Brand. Keep your hands off my goods.
The king is old. His rule won't hold much longer.
Prince Balin seems far more sympathetic to our interests than Trian.
Balin has some tastes of his own that he knows I can provide. We'll finish this later. It's about time you two showed up. What happened with Ascaius? Some people are slow learners. You should have known. You don't lie to me. I can smell it. Did I make that clear? I thought I made that clear. Now, did you find out what I asked you for or not? That's all? I guess the Duster was smart enough to keep his main stash topside. And Ascaius himself?
Absolutely. Dead as a plate of chops, screaming for mercy, telling the ancestors to bless your name. Real dead.
Very interesting. Seeing how my cousin was at the tapsters this afternoon. And he says he saw something change hands between you and Ascaius. And then the Duster Sodding stood up and walked out on his own 2 feet. Does that sound like what I asked? Jarvia, what does that sound like to you?
Sounds like some jumped-up face brands thought they could take a bribe and let him walk free. That's just not right.
The lady says it's not right. You wouldn't disagree with a lady, would you?
Right. I mean, no one's gonna say spit to you, Barat. But we can't move that free. We needed to get Ascaius somewhere private. We took him to the lava sinks behind the mines. You won't be seeing him again.
I don't like you making me look weak, but it's smart to try to keep the swordcast from asking questions. That's why I like you too. Now I got something else for you. Make some use of your unique skills. Not if you know what's healthy for you. This one, I want you invisible. The Warrior Cast is hosting a proving today. All the best fighters, last man standing, you know the sort of thing. They're showing off for some Grey Warden who's looking for candidates to drag off to a life of eternal glory. Now, it's not often we get every named fighter in Orzammar lined up like that. And I have certain acquaintances who take an interest in this sort of thing. There's a lot of coin to be made when people get the fever up. Favorite fighter's an officer named Minar, veteran of 4 Darkspawn campaigns. Everd's a long shot, just got back from a deep roads offensive. Some young buck who has all the ladies drooling. I've got a lot of money riding on him. Mine and other people's. I expect to see that 8-to-1 pay off. Understand? The fight only gets announced to contestants themselves to prevent illegal gambling. So first, you'll have to find Everd, see who he's fighting and when. When the name Minar comes up, I want you to slip this drug into the bastard's water. It'll slow his reflexes, just enough to take the edge off, not enough to show. But it wears off quickly, so don't use it until just before his fight. He should have an alcove for his pre-fight preparations. All the fighters are provided basins of water. If you're asking how to sneak in there, you're pretty much saying you're no good to me. He's the kind of warrior who wants to show off his oiled physique to a cheering crowd. You think he wants scum like us making money on him? Don't let him know what you're doing. Just find his chamber. See when he's fighting, then go to Minar and dump the drug. You bet you will. Here's your pass to get on the grounds. The proving starts as soon as the clock strikes. And when I say I have coin on this, I'm not talking about some pittance, like the value of your life. If I don't see Everd's name on the winner's sheet, you'd better make sure I never see you or your sister ever again.
What do you want? I've got nothing for you.
So this is a gift, huh? I've never been to a proving. Think about their responsibility. Take these humans and elves who spent their whole lives flitting around eating figs and teach them to fight Darkspawn. Of course they're gonna need a dwarf to help them. Here they get to pick from the best of the vein. They say you can go an entire lifetime without a single darkspawn setting foot on the surface. I was in the Diamond Quarter once when they brought back a trophy from the deep roads. It was only a head, but it was all twisted up and scarred, with teeth like stalactites. And it smelled like rank air from an old cave. I can't even think of a joke. That should tell you how bad it was. Not like turning your back on the stone to take a caravan topside. Fighting Darkspawn is a sacred duty. The king decreed long ago that a dwarf who joins the Wardens retains his caste. From your lips to my ears.
Turn around, Brand. No castless on the grounds. Looks legitimate. Go on through, then. But stay to the trenches. Grey Wardens don't need some eyesore getting between them and the fighters.
Sweetheart,
Sod it. He's stone drunk. He could draw a dead man for his bout and still lose. Barat's gonna kill us if we slip up here. He's already jumpy enough after that stunt with Oscius. Hey, I just had an idea. That's much better than my idea. I was gonna say we should go up in the stands and start a rock slide, but you're brilliant. You'll be a Verd. You'll go out in his armor, keep down the visor, and fight in his name. He wins, Barat wins, everybody wins. Except all the warrior caste braggarts you leave kissing dust. I, Sodding, love the way you think, my friend. I was afraid Barat was going to kill us. You've got a heart of steel, Selraka. Get in the armor.
Bout 3 is next. Officer Minar versus the warrior of Erd. Fighters, report to the ring.
No more time. Make sure you have everything and go tell the Proving Guard you're ready to fight. And don't forget to keep your helmet down.
It shall be done.
You're running out of time. Get to the fight!
Stone met, Averd. I believe it is time for your... May fortune favor your fight, Averd. Are you ready? As you say.
This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar. For our honored guests, the Grey Warden, the warrior Evair, son of Galton, will fight Officer Minar, survivor of the battle at Tar Ellerin.
You honor me with this fight. May the stone show the boldest heart through the strongest arm.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! The winner is Evair! A truly memorable fight. The young cadet vanquishes the wily veteran. Healer, see to his injuries. The warrior Evair, son of Galton, will fight last year's Journeyman Division champion, Adalbo, proven in glory before the stone.
You honor me with this fight. May we both win glory in the eyes of our lords.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! The winner is Evair! The ancestors have withdrawn their blessings and embrace a new champion on their field. The warrior Evair, son of Galton, will fight Lenka, silent sister in training. She has made her vows, but not completed her blooding. Will she be accepted into the legendary order? That will depend on her performance today. First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
As you say.
The winner is Evair! Lenka went to the stone without a sound, as befits her vows. But it wasn't hard to see the blood that was spilled. Evair will advance to the final bout to determine the true champion of the ring against...
What? I'm out already? Hey! That's my armor!
Who are you? How dare you disrupt this sacred...
Wait, I know that man. That's Averd. Then what imposter did I fight?
Remove your helmet, warrior, and let all who watch you see your face. You insult the very nature of this proving. Guards, take this filth away.
Hold your man, I pray you. This warrior has defeated the best you have to offer. Is that not what this proving is for?
We are honored by your presence, Warden. But this proving is not solely for you. There are laws which have governed this arena for 1,000 years. This woman is no warrior. She is casteless, rejected by the ancestors. Her very footsteps pollute the stone. She has no place here.
Except as your champion.
Are you awake yet? Psst. Can you hear me? How hard did they sodding hit you anyway? Did you have to put up such a fight? As soon as everyone saw your face, Brand, the place went mad. Shut all the doors, examined everyone for family and caste. One of the guards recognized me and figured we must be working together. They burned 3 candles to the stump interrogating me about who put us up to this. I think they knew, you know, about Barat. Public whipping, loss of your left hand for stealing the armor, loss of your right hand for befouling a smith's work, public flaying for impersonating a higher caste, and if that doesn't kill you, they'll put you to death for polluting the proving. That Grey Warden suggested exile, but it didn't seem like anyone was listening. You think I didn't look for a way out? Rika's not the only one in danger here. They could kill us. But these cells are built straight into the wall. And they confiscated all my lockpicks. What's it look like on your side? You see any way out?
Good, you're awake. Barat will be glad to hear that. You caused a lot of trouble today. Barat lost 100 sovereigns for Lord Volney. The entire proving was declared invalid, and the Assembly already called for an investigation. You can't imagine the state Barat was in when he told me to get you. You're not in their cells anymore, and I don't think I appreciate the time and money it took to bribe the right people to get you back. You got every guardsman at that proving thinking if he takes your head off, the ancestors will bless him forever. But they know whose hand holds the whip. When Barat claimed you, they knew who's going to get to watch your last breath. You risked exposing him before the entire warrior caste. Now they're asking questions, and as long as you have tongues to answer them, you're a threat. Enjoy your last night together. Sorry we had to put you in separate cells, or I'd suggest you have a last tumble. Barat will be by soon to make sure you maintain your silence.
Leave off with your noise. You're giving me a headache. Where? I don't see nothing wrong. Oh, you're probably just upset. I remember one time when Mistress Jarvia was mad at me. She didn't lock me up, but she yelled a lot. And she hit me on the head. But it was real nice of her not to kill me. Stop bothering me. I don't know. I'm not supposed to talk to you. Mistress Jarvia, she said wait here till the boss gets back. I don't know. Mistress Jarvia didn't say anything about you talking to her. Okay. I'll go get her. Don't try and escape while I'm gone.
I shall do it.
If we want to get away with this, can't leave one man alive to tell Barat what we've done.
I shall do it.
Watch over me.
I shall do it. It is begun. Very well.
Mighty ancestors!
It shall be done.
I'm cutting the whore free. If that freak of a sister of hers can't stay in her place, I don't need precious Rika either.
Rika? That the one you got all done up in lace? I've been wanting to get my hands on that.
I know what you mean. She's yours if you want her, boys. And let me tell you, it tastes as good as it looks. What in sod all is that doing out of its cage? Come on, boys. The little whore needs to learn her place.
Did you see him there all when we're done with you? And you just charged in and sodding slaughtered him! You have to be the luckiest duster in Orzammar. Barat's dead, and we're standing here! Hail to the sodding king!
Well, he sure was talking like she's still alive. But I won't turn down the chance to go take another peek. Hey, could you tell Rika I killed him? I mean, it doesn't do you any good if she thinks you're the most virile warrior in all the stone. You said it. Fortunately, if Barat's got them trained like he says, it should be a good long time before any guardsmen turn up here.
It is begun.
You're not supposed to be here. Wait, is that blood? Ancestors, protect me!
There they are! Seize the fugitives! Drop your weapons and walk down slowly. We will use force if you resist. Barat had many enemies, but also powerful allies.
Barat would have butchered us if she hadn't killed him first.
Your friend has once again demonstrated her courage. We Grey Wardens travel far and wide in search of those with the potential to join our ranks. It seems I have found one. Let me make my offer formal. I, Duncan of the Grey Wardens, extend the invitation for you to join our order.
This woman is wanted for treason. You can't do this.
I can, and I am. It would mean traveling to the surface lands and thus leaving your people, but it does offer you the chance to strike a blow against the Darkspawn and the Blight. While it is no trick, it is a dangerous life. I can promise you no guarantee of safety. I can also give you nothing in return for these hazards. In joining me, you leave all you know behind. And I see your friend would like to speak to you as well. Why don't you see what they have to say before you give your final answer?
Those guys must have seriously cracked your skull. You're not gonna turn down being a Grey Warden, are you? Well, don't you worry about that. Old Lesky will take care of her. She'll be the first one telling you to go. She never wanted this to be your life. We'll go back and tell him yes before he comes to his senses.
I couldn't believe it when Sir Duncan said he wanted to recruit you. I was ready to kill you when I heard what you did at the Proving. But it worked out for the best. Those are the rules of the Order. All Wardens leave their families behind. You have to go. You'll never have a better opportunity. As a Warden, you'll be the equal of anyone in the noble houses. Please don't hold yourself back because of me. I think, for the first time, Mother and I will be fine. I spent the afternoon with my new patron. If everything works out, maybe I can even greet you as an equal if you return. Yes. He calls me his Amber Rose. Isn't that sweet? He has a voice like a poet. He has already promised to move Mother and me into better lodging, where he can find me more quickly when he wants me. Go. Tell Duncan you're ready to be something more than a whore's little sister.
Have you spoken with your friend and sister? Then before these witnesses, I hereby recruit you into the Grey Wardens. Know that you are most welcome. Before we brave the deep roads, I would like to make you a gift of this mace, since you have so few possessions of your own. It was once wielded by the Warden Forel Idukan. I believe he was related to your king. I know you will continue his proud example. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for your hospitality. We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Oh there, Duncan.
King Kalen. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other Wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name? Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar. Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime. I do. I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the Blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days? Good. I hope to work with him as well as my father did. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different. Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true Blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here. True. Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling. Yes, we should proceed with the ritual. I agree. We have until nightfall to begin the ritual. Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the Joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon. No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to. The Grey Warden tent is across the bridge. Find me there if you wish.